Biotics is the ability of rare individuals to manipulate dark energy and create mass effect fields through the use of electrical impulses from the brain. Intense training and surgically implanted amplifiers are necessary for a biotic to produce mass effect fields powerful enough for practical use. The relative strength of biotic abilities varies greatly among species and with each individual. There are 3 branches of biotics. Telekinesis uses mass-lowering fields to levitate or impel objects. Mass-raising kinetic fields are used to block or pin objects. Spatial distortion uses rapidly shifting mass fields to shred objects. Most organic species are capable of developing biotic abilities, though there are risks involved. Biotics are the result of an in utero exposure to element 0. This usually causes fatal cancers in the victim, but in rare cases, it coalesces into nodules within the fetus's developing nervous system.
Welcome back to Mass Effect. I was gonna go itch my face real quick. As always, I'm Wolfen, and this is going to be a very different kind of episode, because we're probably just going to end up talking with people today. Talking to people, by people, air quotes, I mean, the party members on the ship. We're going to be heading back to the Normandy, and we're going to be having deep, moving, emotional conversations with Tali, Garrus, Rex, Ashley, Caden, Joker, Presley, all of these people. I may just flag this as like a bonus episode because not all of this is very important to the main overarching plot. However, there are a lot of side plots to go along with these characters. For example, the infamous romance options. While we're on the topic of romance options, I'm just going to go through the list of available ones for a female shepherd that I currently have. There's one that I don't have yet, and I'm not going to spoil it for you. So there's Caden, and that's it. At this current point, I can romance Caden, and I don't like Caden as a character. He's kind of just you'll see, but I just don't like him. So I'm going to be
decontamination in progress.
Romancing the mysterious other person we don't have yet. Now we have a cutscene.
Are you okay, Commander? You look a little pale.
It's that damn cipher. That is sorry messed you up good. And for what? We still don't know where to find the stupid conduit. What a waste.
This is pointless.
You're right. We've been on a wild goose chase this whole time.
We still have another lead, Commander. That Asari scientist in the Artemis Tau cluster, the Matriarch's daughter. She's an expert on the Protheans. Maybe she knows something.
We'll find her.
Don't worry. We'll deal with her soon enough. Crew dismissed.
I've sent off the Pharos report, Commander. You want me to patch you through to the Council?
Yes.
Patch him through, Joker.
Setting up the link now, Commander.
Commander, Exogenia should have told us about the Thorian. It would have made your job much easier.
You might have been able to capture it for study instead of destroying it.
Don't be stupid.
The only reason to study a creature like that is to figure out how to kill it.
Yes, kill it. That's how you humans usually deal with things you don't understand.
Disconnect.
Goodbye, counselor.
Oh, lost the connection, ma'am. Sorry.
I love doing that. It's so gratifying doing it. Oh, you're needless. I'm needlessly going to be a dick to you. And fuck off. Click. It's just so satisfying. But yeah, I'm going to be romancing the mystery option, which we don't have yet. You've probably seen her, yes, her, on the screen when I get character select. I'll be romancing that blanked out character I do not have yet. And we'll be getting her next big mission, which will probably be starting next episode, I think. Yeah, next episode, definitely. Alright, let's start by talking to Joker.
Hey, Commander, next time we touch down, let's try not to park the ship in a colony of mutant zombies. Just thinking out loud here.
Let's start with the ship status report.
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet. If you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
I have a feeling he's hitting on me, and I don't know how to take it. I just want to talk. Oh, that sounds even worse. Liz, I'm going to hit on you. Yeah, I just want to talk.
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you? Well, I'll tell you the same thing I told the captain. You want me as your pilot. I'm not good. I'm not even great. I am the best damn helmsman in the Alliance fleet. Top of my class in flight school, I earned that. All those commendations in my file, I earned every single one. Those weren't given to me as charity for my disease.
Disease? Are you contagious?
I can't have you on this ship if you're going to infect my crew.
Infect the crew? Oh man, you have no idea what I'm talking about, do you? Okay, I've got Vrolik syndrome, brittle bone disease. The bones in my legs never develop properly. They're basically hollow, too much force and they'll shatter. Even with crutches and my leg braces, it's hard to get around. One wrong step and crack! It's very dramatic, but I've learned to manage my condition, Commander. Put the Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dance for you. Just don't ask me to get up and dance unless, you like the sound of snapping shin bones.
How'd you get your nickname?
Why does everyone call you Joker?
It's a lot shorter than saying Alliance Flight Lieutenant Jeff Moreau. Plus, I love to make little children laugh.
Yeah, that's not an answer, dude.
You're dodging the question.
Look, I didn't pick the name. One of the instructors in flight school used to bug me about never smiling. She started calling me Joker, and it stuck.
Were you unhappy?
Why didn't you ever smile?
Hey, I worked my ass off in flight school, Commander. The world's not gonna hand you anything if you go around grinning like an idiot. By the end of the year, I was the best pilot in the academy, even better than the instructors, and everybody knew it. They'd all got their asses kicked by the sickly kid with the creaky little legs. One guess who was smiling at graduation?
Nice. Tell me about your disease.
I need to know more about this Vrolik syndrome if I'm putting my ship in your hands.
Yeah, of course you do. It's an extremely rare condition. Nobody knows exactly what causes it. Genetic, maybe. It's treatable, but there's no cure. They classify my case as moderate to severe. I was born with over a dozen fractures, hip, thighs, ankles. My bones were already breaking in the womb. 100 years ago, I wouldn't have survived past my first year. Lucky for me, modern medical science has turned me into a productive member of society.
How do you do your job? With all that ickiness going on.
You're not gonna break a bone trying to fly the ship, are you?
I don't fly with my feet, Commander, so I'm fine as long as I'm in this chair. I gotta be real careful when I get up to take a piss, though. I can do my job as well as anyone on the ship. Better, actually. So don't worry about it.
Okay, bye.
I have to go.
Alright, see ya.
I got other people to talk to. Having a little bit of allergy reaction right now. Let's talk to Presley, but that's very interesting. I didn't realize Joker was disabled in such a meaning of the word. So let's see. Hi, Presley. How you doing?
If anyone has to take over for Captain Anderson, I'm glad it's you. I'm not sure about having non-humans on our ship, though.
Let's ask about aliens on the ship.
Speak freely, Presley. I want to know if you have a problem with non-humans.
It's not that, Commander. Humanity has always handled its own problems. Saren attacked one of our colonies. We should be the ones to stop him. We don't need their help.
It's not just our problem.
This is bigger than humanity. Saren's a threat to every species in the galaxy, and I'll welcome anyone who wants to help me bring him down.
I guess so. Maybe I'm just stuck in the old ways of thinking. But don't worry, Commander. This won't be a problem.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Bye, Presley.
Yes, ma'am.
You're not that interesting anyways. Jeez. I'm sorry if you hear me sniffling a lot. I'm I have an allergic reaction to something, and it's driving me up the wall. So I'm really sorry if you can hear me sniffling. All right, let's talk to Caden.
Commander, do you have a minute?
I don't.
Make it quick, Lieutenant. I have a lot on my mind.
This Saren is trading people to aliens for some kind of lost knowledge. But we can't get backup from the Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
What do you expect me to do?
We've got our orders. Belly aching won't change them.
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. I mean, it's funny, we finally get out here, and the final frontier was already settled. And the residents don't even seem impressed by the view. Or the dangers.
Zip it, Lieutenant.
I'm sure your letters home are very poignant. Just keep this kind of sentimentality out of the CIC.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry to have wasted your time. I'm right about the mission, though. I know it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why. I just don't like him. He's just frustrating to me. I'm stuck. Stop it. Alright, let's head down to the I don't know exactly what to call this lower section of the ship. It's like a garage / workshop. Like a gigantic mess hall, but there's no tables and stuff. It's just weird. Just everyone seems to be hanging out here. Alright, let's start. Excuse me. Let's start with Tali. Oh, hi, free XP. Ooh, hi, more free XP. Any more free XP? No. Alright, let's talk to Tali.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
Normally they're not.
The Normandy's a prototype, cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
You're into ships? Ships?
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
That was 300 years ago.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla. Grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
Side thing, real quick. The flotilla is the Quarians' like homeland now. They live in gigantic ships that just kind of coast along the galaxy. There's tons of them in a gigantic ship cluster. Alright, let's learn more about the Quarians.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
Like what?
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births, though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
The Conclave?
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
So you're democratic.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials?
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
Interesting. Let's learn more about the Geth.
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins, what they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
We already know this story from the Codex, so I'm just going to change the topic real quick.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
Let's learn about the pilgrimage.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet. But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
Sounds dangerous.
I can't believe they just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most. By the time we leave the fleet, we are well equipped for the pilgrimage. This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer. Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
Do they always accept?
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when a gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
We have nothing else. Blah, wow. English. We have nothing else to talk to Tally about, so...
Should go.
Exactly.
See you later.
I don't want to talk to Engineer Adams. He's not that interesting. So, we're going to go and we're going to talk to Rex, the Krogan. Hi.
Shepard, what can I do for you?
Personal inquiry.
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
Aw, don't be an ass, Rex.
You Krogans live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
Big deal.
Yeah, they tried the same with us, but we fought them off.
It's not the same.
Of course it is.
Seems similar enough to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
So what?
You're still here. Can't be all that bad.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
I'll take it that's a touchy subject.
I was just making conversation. I wasn't trying to upset you.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
Interesting. Also, Rex, why are your thighs like unnaturally large? It's really freaky. Let's learn more about the genophage.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected, every one, and no one's rushing to find a cure.
What?
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist?
True.
Ask a Krogan. Would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
Interesting. Let's learn more about the extinction.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
So?
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
I see.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
I like Rex. He's cool. Let's talk to Ashley.
Commander?
How we doing?
What's your opinion of the last mission?
Gotta admire those colonials. That's about the worst place for a colony I've ever seen. Given the option, I'd get the hell out of Dodge.
Nice. Classic phrase, considering we're in the future. Can we talk?
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
Sure. I was hoping to get a minute of your time off the record.
What about?
Is this duty-related, Chief?
No, ma'am. Well, maybe. I know things are different aboard the Normandy, but I'm concerned about the aliens, Vicarian and Rex. With all due respect, Commander, should they have full access to the ship?
Because they're aliens?
You don't trust their motives because they're not human.
This is the most advanced ship in the Alliance Navy. I don't think we should give them free rein to poke around the vital systems. Engines, sensors, weapons.
Yeah, you're a little out of line.
That's enough, Chief. You always second-guess your superiors?
Ma'am, no ma'am. I'm sorry, I was out of line. I'll get back to my duties, Commander.
Good girl. You racist woman. Alright. Let's talk to Garrus. One of my favorite characters. Wow, I can just... Oh, Garrus. What are you doing? Okay. Hi, Garrus. How you doing?
Commander, nice work out there. I knew working with the Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
You knew?
Have you worked with the Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
Yeah.
Being a Spectre does have its advantages.
Exactly my point. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it. But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
That was your reason?
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
It's a tough decision.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC. Either way, I plan to make the most of this. And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
That depends.
If getting the job done means endangering innocent people, then no. We get the job done right, not fast. Got it?
I wasn't trying to. I understand, Commander.
Good boy. XP! Alright. Ooh, hi. Oh, this guy's just immersion. Okay. Well, that is everyone, but before I end the episode, considering we're only 26 minutes in, we're gonna start the new mission. Or at least see the cutscenes at the start. And learn about the planet we're going to be going to. And you may even... Thanks, loading screen. You may have been wondering which planet or which main quest we're going to, because we have two at this point. We have Novaria, which is Matriarch Benezia, and we have the Tau's Artemis cluster, I think it is, which is searching for her daughter, Liara Tassoni. And we're going to be going for Liara first. We're going to get Liara before we go fight her mother. Mainly to learn more about her mother is the reason why we're going. So let's head to Liara's dig site in the Artemis Tau cluster. I don't know which one it is, so let's start with Macedon. Yes.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Commander Shepard, my name is Nasana Dantius. I have a job for you. I can't say any more in an unsecured communication. If you're interested in hearing my offer, meet me on the Citadel so we can talk in person. I'll be waiting in the Diplomat's Lounge on the Presidium.
Well, I'm gonna cut it while I quickly search and survey all these planets really quick so I can get all the XP and the potential materials to be had. And if I find anything interesting, I have found it. It is right here in the Gnosis system. By the way, I love the name of all the names of these. We have Sparta, Macedon, Athens, and Gnosis, which are all... Oh, shit. Oops. Which are all... It's all Greek mythology, and Greek landmarks. That's probably something important, but I don't know. That's Phaeacis, Armony, Therum, Zarkos, and something else. And then all these little brown belts you see, we can actually scan these, but the problem is I have to get my reticule perfectly over it. And occasionally it'll start beeping and going crazy, and that means I found like that. I found something of interest. And this one, just some heavy metal, which is free XP, basically. Alright, so is it this one? Yeah. We're going to land on Therum. Here we go. Oh, actually, I'm going to read it out first. Therum is a distant but rich industrial world claimed by the Human Systems Alliance. Its plentiful heavy metals have fueled the recent manufacturing boom on Earth. Core samples rich with fossils of a simple silicon-based organisms indicate Therum was once more habitable in the past than it is at the present. Perhaps this explains the many Prothean ruins dotting the surface, most of which have been looted by mining corporations. And its capital is Nova Yekindernberg. I'm pretty sure I said that wrong. Alright, let's land. And we'll be ending the episode here. Leave me a like, favorite, comment, subscribe, whatever the hell you feel like. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.